gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Hockenheim Ring pre-commentary. No, wait, this is commentary.
This is the commentary, yeah.
This is the ESR RWB Tugas DTM round 93 of 2.
It's round 1.
I am very attractive, and with me as always is the man who would be Gavilo Principe, Marco Vegas.
Whoa. Me and Galvio Princip have exceptionally limited commonality.
You both like sandwiches.
We're both Serbian. We're both fans of delicatessen sandwiches.
Sandwich.
And that's really about it.
What kind of Yelp review do you think he would have left?
Ooh, probably really good. I mean, he was in a down place, and that sandwich really picked him up. And then opportunity came and smacked him right in the face.
Very convenient location. Very good roast beef. 10 out of 10 would go again.
Indeed, yeah, exceedingly convenient location. So we're here at Hockenheimring, and Tobias Thierolf is out there on pole ahead of Bertrand Barrier, Alberto Costa, Martin Edmonds, and I do not know your first name, Mr. Haas. I apologize. I've raced with I have raced with the RWB guys before, but I still assume I'm going to be not fully aware of some of their membership.
Big house.
And we're just kind of waiting for things to finish up here, and we're gonna get it going here. So we got a team thing going on here. It's BMW versus Audi versus Mercedes. So it's a brand warfare type deal. And I don't think that there's any kind of like championship between the RWB Tugas and ESR contingent. So I don't think there's anything going on there. It's just the brand, and that's about it. I love I used to really love DTM racing. Unfortunately, it's now just another GT3 series, which is still cool, still fun, and all that, but admittedly a little bit worse. But these cars are super high tech. They're silhouette cars in the sense that they are built for racing, based vaguely on. It's basically European NASCAR, but with a lot less ovals, obviously. And they have DRS, which is when the wing will literally go flat on a straightaway to allow for you to go faster and make overtakes. And if I recall correctly, you have to be within 1 second of the car ahead of you at the start of the lap to get DRS, and you get 3 uses on the lap. I believe that's how it goes. And it's going to be interesting to see Josiah Jerome coming from 33rd on the grid, Byron, because we're used to seeing him near the front, but it's been a while since we've seen him put in like a really good qualifying effort.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the crippling heroin addiction, or possibly he's got too many frames. He just can't keep track. You should go back to the laptop where you only saw 1 frame a week.
Oh, this is true.
He's doing quite well.
He was doing well then, and now he's doing a little bit well. Max Haas, there we go. We have the name. The man who will be starting from P5.
He is quite hostile.
Indeed. We've got the classic DTM liveries here. I wonder if I can remember who the driver for most of these liveries actually is. I mean, I say this, but I don't know that one from Max Haas. I think it's Tom Blomqvist, but I could be mistaken. The Red Bull livery there, that is Marco Wittmann, who is maybe one of the more successful DTM drivers of all time. I know the yellow and green in the far background is my boy, Mike Rockenfeller. And there should be a Canadian by the name of Robert Wickens who has a livery in here, which I believe is the silver and orange car. As the grid forms up, and we get ready to go. We've done the Hockenheimring a number of times. This is a solid racing facility. It's one that I think has a harsh reputation because a lot of people remember the old school super long Hockenheimring, which went through the forest. And that doesn't exist anymore. They sold off the land basically and had to make a safer race course. And,
I don't want safer. I want to go through the forest and maybe get abducted by trolls and shit. Come on.
Wrong kind of danger, but the guy who started on the front row there, Bertrand Barrier, had a terrible start there, dropping all the way back down to 5th place. And it is Thierolf leading from Costa and from Haas. So interesting there, the 4th and 5th place cars on the grid, both having, or 4th and 2nd place cars on the grid, both having pretty bad starts. Bertrand Barrier down to 5th, and Martin Edmonds retains 4th, but he ends up losing out to Max Haas. So Thierol Falf in front. Josiah Jerome already up to 30th place. And I think Andreas Wolf is facing a penalty here as we come to the hairpin for jumping the start.
Mauricio Delgado wins. That's it. Race over. Let's go home.
Mauricio! There he is in 31st place ahead of Andreas Wolf. Down the inside goes somebody. Javier Vega battling against RWB Rigel for 6th place. Rigel in the Jamie Green livery, and Vega driving the Miguel Molina livery, who I believe is a level of hero amongst the Spanish community of esports. Miguel Molina, just to sidetrack it to DTM for a moment, the most feast or famine driver ever in DTM, I think. Because if you pull up his results page and you look at it just on paper, you're going to see like him every season have like 1 win or 2nd place or 3rd, like a really good result. And then like nothing else for the rest of the season. And that was basically his career. As Magic Kazchuk battles it out with Rene Edelman. That is for 12th place. One of them is driving the Audi with the Red Bull livery, and the other one is in the BMW livery with the Red Bull livery BMW. Pardon me, there. As you hear the DRS activating and pressure on. Xavier Eugeni in the field today. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That was a hard inside move there by the silver and orange car. Not sure whom that was, but they overshot the corner quite significantly. Marco Badowski running in 9th place ahead of Clive Britton and behind Javier Vega. And of course, Raul Valori in 7th place.
That's what's on my headphones. Caressing my flesh right now. Here comes with Real Valor.
Real Valor. By the way, Martin Edmonds has been thrown back into 5th place. Bertrand Barrier moving forward. Trying to come back after that bad start. He is in the yellow liveried BMW. Which I believe is a DHL livery. I am not 100% certain on that right now, though. But it's the Timo Glock car, if you are a DTM fan.
This is about DMT?
DTM, not DM.
What'd you say, Joe Rogan?
I'm not Joe Rogan. He just said something about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke cracks. Dirk Greschel in 15th place. Representing BMW. He's trying to run down Max Simmons and trying to defend against RWB Crew. Down the inside, Marco Badowski. I thought he was trying to get past one of the... Okay, it's correcting himself. It had him in 9th place, or in 8th place there for a hot second. I was trying to figure out who he'd overtaken. The answer is nobody. As Steve Davidson moves into the top 10 in the Mercedes. See who else is on the climb right now and who might be a little bit out of position. Ricardo Costa, 19th place. Yeah. Go Ricardo. He's had a rough run of form. Xavier Eugeni back in 25th place. That's a little bit further down than we are used to seeing him in. Haven't seen him in a bit. Good to see him in race room, actually. I think this is the first time we've ever seen him in race room. He's been a Assetto Corsa Competizione racer with us historically.
I believe he only plays
Side-by-side
excitement.
action up ahead between Marco Badowski and Steve Davidson over 9th place. And the Canadian moves through and into the 9th place spot. So made his way to the top 10 pretty recently, and now the top 9. Bertrand Barrier has moved into 3rd place, overtaking Max Haas, breaking up the BMW party at the front. Oh wait, he is also the BMW. Never mind, he's just part of the BMW party at the front. Behind the Audi of Tobias Thierolf. So does Thierolf leading from Costa Barrier, Haas, Edmonds, Rigel, Valoria, Vega, Davidson, and Clyde Britton. That is Clyde Britton there in the yellow car. I think that's actually Deutsche Bank, pardon me, not DHL. And just outside the top 10 now is Marco Badowski, who has been kind of going backwards this entire race, and we'll see if he can shape it up there. He's at the head of a Red Bull train with Magic Kazchuk and the famous Rene Ademar. Bertrand Barrier trying to find a way through. He follows through the early section. Slow down penalty for Clyde Britton. Continuing to abuse those track limits. Jamal Hill would be proud.
Possibly.
Down the inside and into 2nd place goes Bertrand Barrier. So a terrible start for Barrier, but he's fought his way back to where he started. And we'll see if he can go for, if he can take the fight to Tobias Thierolf, who is about 2 seconds out in front. Martin Edmonds in the Playboy Bunny car. That filthy degenerate Martin Edmonds.
Correct. He sent me a meme the other day. It was amusing. How dare he?
Steve Davidson losing a spot to Clyde Britton. Drops him down to 10th. And into the clutches of Badowski and Kazchuk. He's still battling out in the Red Bulls there. We have at least 33 cars out on track today, Byron. That's a hell of a turnout.
I ain't seen nobody flip over yet, though. It's almost as if they're being respectful.
I mean, it's been pretty respectful so far. We did see that one driver go for a little bit of a dive bomb, and he was not named dive bomb, so that was a gimmick infringement, and we don't appreciate it. Meantime, side-by-side action there. Steve Davidson is going to lose a spot there to Marco Badowski, I do believe. Yep. Badowski's going to take 2 spots. Magic Kazchuk also in the mix. Everybody is trying to get through here as Real Valoria, that is Raul Valoria, falling backwards through the field in the red and black. We do have a pit stop here today, I do believe. So everybody's got to be thinking about when they want to apply that. Josiah Jerome up into 20th place. Yeah, Josiah.
Here you come, boy.
He started this race in 33rd and is up into 20th. Big deal, big deal.
But now he has to get past the fastest man in all of Twickenham.
James Butler.
Indeed.
Ricardo Costa still doing very well, up in 18th place. Javier Vega has dropped down to 33rd. I don't know what happened there. Actually, I do know what happened there because I was called into the stewarding office to render an opinion on the matter.
Were there any chemical weapons used?
No.
That was fun.
Just a little Spanish on Spanish violence.
It was fine.
So top 10 is now Tobias Thierolf from Bertrand Barrier, Albert Costa, Max Haas, Martin Edmonds, RWB Rigel. These guys have been, the top 5 for most of this. But now Clyde Britton, Marco Badowski, Magic Kashchuk, and Raul Valoria. Rounding off the top 10 is Dirk Gruschel, making his way through there. And overtaking N.A. Erma for 12th place. Next on his list that he's checking twice is Steve Davidson. As Clyde Britton goes very wide and slides down the order. That'll be Kashchuk through. That'll be Badowski through. That'll be Valoria through. A little bit of a glitch there. Clyde Britton getting very physical with Raul Valoria, but it looks like maybe some ping being a factor there because they are both okay. Very wide run there from Clyde Britton. Another slowdown penalty. He is heavy on the abuse today. Might lose that top 10 position to Steve Davidson in the Mercedes. And Davidson indeed goes around the outside of, I don't remember if that's the Sud curve or the Sachs curve, but makes the overtake stick. I think it's Sachs curve. I think this one's Sud curve. But, means that it is Dirk Gruschel who is on the tail of Clyde Britton, who has another slowdown penalty. Jesus. Clive, there are lines on the track. You're supposed to stay in between them.
Yeah, it's more of a recommendation.
No, not in this game.
They got hard barriers for a reason. You just follow those.
They're letting him know. The stewards are letting him know. Oh, Martin Edmonds spins around Max Haas. Marco Badowski running side by side with Magic Kashchuk. There can be only one Red Bull livery. And it will, for now, be Badowski, who takes 7th place. RWB Rigel, now in top 5, trying to hunt down Martin Edmonds. Admin fight! The fine folks at RWB are wondering, Byron, if you would like to join in on some live commentary for this series. Actually,
live commentary. That's fun.
I said that I would ask it. We would be partnering with I think their commentators, a gentleman by the name of RWB Gearbox. I do believe is the head man. They're equivalent of me, basically.
Gross. I'll do it.
All right. But I've been saying Albert Costa. My apologies, it's Antonio Costa. That is my bad. Albert Costa, I believe, is actually a GT3 racer and former World Series by Renault competitor. So I apologize to both gentlemen a little bit.
Antonio Benuelos.
Actually, and I believe I believe Albert Costa is Spanish, and Antonio is Portuguese. So I owe many apologies. The Rolf is pulling away. Gap is up to 3.4 seconds between him and Bertrand Barrier. Further back, Max Simmons going down the inside of Rene Ermer for 12th place. Looks like we have lost Javier Vega.
No.
As he is down 3 laps.
I require the little floaty guy in the cloud to go fish him out of the lava.
There's your boy, James Butler, in the Ice Watch car.
Dun, dun, dun.
Running P16 at the moment.
Your boy G-Rome is all the way up to 13 plus 1th place.
14th spot behind Max Simmons, our other boy. And by boy, I mean they're very young.
They're both 11 years old.
Oh, well, no, not that young.
Combined age of 11 years old.
I believe they're both in high school still. That's the age we're talking about here.
Fair enough.
They are the young future champions of esports. pit window is open. And will continue to be so for the next 30 minutes if my calculations are correct. Marco Badowski going side by side with Steve Davidson. I think he'll hang on there, but Martin Edmonds losing a spot there to Max Haas, dropping him down to 6th place. They, of course, had contact earlier, and Haas got spun around. So I wonder if this is Martin sort of being a good gentleman racer and letting Haas get back that spot. But they both have ended up losing out to RWB Rigel as a result. Dirk Greschel up into the top 10 in his BMW bank car, which was driven in real life by Canada's own Bruno Spengler.
He's the guy they named the Swiss hockey trophy after, right?
I don't believe so.
Well, crap.
Could be related to the guy though, because I mean, the Swiss trophy is the Spengler that is named after is a Swiss person, and Bruno Spengler's family is Canadian Swiss.
I find the whole Swiss connection hard to believe.
Which feels like the ultimate in cheese technology. Anthony Willis is the first pit stopper.
I find that there may be holes in your theory.
Martin Edmonds continues to battle with Max Haas over 5th place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Little does he know that Max Haas is, somebody off track there. Looks like a car they were lapping.
Haas.
Oh, well, I was going for a Mad Max reference before someone got in the way there and ruined it for me. He's got some police grade interceptor equipment in that car.
Should have had a V8 interceptor.
RWB Dave Crew getting forced to the outside there in his battle with Ricardo Costa. He's battling with 2 different cars with the same Playboy livery. That's interesting. And we take a look at Rene Ermer, who we've seen in the shot a couple of times. This is the first time he has been the focus of our attention as he runs behind Josiah Jerome.
Cloud Britain, you have been penalized 2 pints of beans.
Indeed. Josiah Jerome continues his charge forward up to 13th place. He is on the tail of Max Simmons. Side by side. And, yeah, camera guy, come on. You're better than this camera guy?
Are you, camera guy, following me?
Are you loving my nuts?
Possibly.
Max Simmons has lost out to Josiah Jerome, so it's 12th place now for the Tropical Storm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Looks like the Miguel Molina livery, very popular with the field today. A lot of the red and black. Andrew D. in the Robert Wicked Special, running in 15th place.
I was going to say, I prefer Alfred Molina myself.
I prefer the older livery that Robert Wickens used to have. It was like kind of a military green type shade. I don't think I've seen it out here throughout this race, so I can't point it out for you. But not sure if it's legal because this is apparently the 2000. It says 14/16, so I assume that means 14s, 15s, and 16s. But I think the one I'm thinking of is a 2013 livery, but I could be mistaken.
I think what you're thinking of is the 1013 livery with all the chainmail on it.
I'll actually pull up the liveries in the store and see if I can confirm my hypothesis.
Do any of them actually look like liver?
No, not really. I mean, maybe the Liver King should sponsor a race car, and then he could be a Liver King livery.
You'd have no money left for steroids.
I mean, all he needs to do is probably not spend as much as he does on steroids. Oh my lord.
Sir, I don't think you understand what you're saying.
The breakdown on the finances of that, oh my lord, as Rene Ermer overtakes Max Simmons for 12 places.
Something like 10 grand a month, at least.
Ugh. No, that was just on the human growth hormone. Fuck.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was huge. So much steroids. So much steroids. I'm sorry if you're a Liver King fan, but oh lord.
I'm more of a spleen, Bishop type fan.
One of the Get Fit channels that I do subscribe to and do exercise from got the full like email train of him asking a professional bodybuilding coach questions. It's just oh my lord, so much, so much.
He's more steroid than man.
Pretty much.
It's your boy Antonio Casco.
Indeed.
Coming with that cheap hot dog, baby. Apparently when the original owner of Costco sold the thing to somebody else, he said, if you ever change the price on the hot dog, I will fucking kill you.
It's a bit extreme. The dark green livery is not in the 2013 pack. Although there is this interesting, like, Crown Plaza one. It's the Annie Poo livery. That's a shame. That's a very nice looking livery, very distinctive. But I don't think we'll see it out here because I believe the 2013s are not allowed.
Is it because of the emissions?
No, if I recall correctly, the 2013s are the only ones with a different BOP, balance of performance for the DTM classes. They're the only cars that are notably different in performing. Like, you can race the 14s, 15s, and 16s without any issue, without any advantage, but the 13s are actually different.
This one built different.
They build different. So when was the dark green livery? Oh, hello. Hello. Somebody needs to be riding this number 25 Mercedes. That's a very nice looking livery. It's a black and kind of bronze type deal. That's pretty cool. Still not seeing the livery I remember Robert Wickens running, which is a little bit... Oh, wait, this is BMW then. That's probably why.
I'm just seeing a lot of gray.
It's a lot of gray. There is a lot of gray. There really shouldn't be, though. There is actually there's a lot of livery variety. It just looks like there's certain ones that are very prominent here. We're seeing a lot of the Puma car, which you see there with Martin Evans. Or no, pardon me. Martin's in the Playboy car. The Playboy car, the Puma car, very popular. The Red Bull car is always popular. The couple of guys running the Deutsche Bank livery. And the Miguel Molina livery, of course, being a little bit popular. I'm thinking most of these might just be from the 2016 pack. A couple other pit stops have been made. Hayden's been in. Delgado's been in. Not anyone that's particularly towards the sharp end, though. Still, there's a lot of variety even in the 2016 pack. I don't see any of the pink BWT livery cars, which is a little bit of a shame. They look kind of nice, kind of eye-catching. And I don't see any of the Eduardo Mortar liveries, which is also a little bit disappointing because it's a lovely Castrol Edge livery that I think you would really like, Byron.
I do enjoy a good old healthy glass of motor oil.
Max Haas and Martin Evans going side by side. Haas hanging on to the top 5 for now. And we check in with Antonio Costa, who still runs in 3rd place. They are now 6.5 seconds behind Tobias Thirl, so he continues to pull away into the distance. Looks like we've lost James Butler as well as Clyde Britton from the race. 2 of your favorites.
What about Clive Italy?
Be a weird name. Josiah Jerome into the top 10, into 9th place ahead of Dirk Greschel and behind Steve Davidson. Seeing who's falling back, maybe Magic Kashchuk's falling back. He's down to 20th place. He was battling for like a peripheral top 10 spot. He's running into some problems, it looks like. And Raul Valoria has also fallen back to 13th place.
Raul.
Josiah Jerome going down the inside says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that spot, Mr. Badowski." That's 8th place now for the Tropical Storm.
This man is simply stuff-mealing it up.
He is coming through the field like a young Mike Stockmill. We can only assume. I don't think we do Stockmill the age that Josiah is.
By God, it's Mike Stockmill with a chair. He's destroyed the entire pit lane.
That's Mike Stockmill's music. We need to. Next time Stockmill shows up for a race, we do need to mix a little sound effect, a little Stone Cold Steve Austin in there. Just the glass break in the first da 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 da. Antonio Costa down the inside into the hairpin. Popular overtaking spot, but it looks like he might have overshot it a little bit. Bertrand Barrier might get that 2nd place back as he is on the inside there. Camera guy, what are you doing for me? Jesus. Josiah Jerome on the tail of Steve Davidson. And Barrier did, in fact, get that spot back, but we were rudely taken away from that action. But, hey, we got to see Josiah take 7th place off of Steve Dave. By a lot, actually. Like, he got well clear of him by the hairpin. Wow. And is in that spot now. We've seen a pit stop from RWB Koss. And into the pits goes Bertrand Barrier. So the first of our real, like, kind of podium competitors is in the pits. We'll see where he comes out. Probably in, I would imagine, in 25th position, but we'll see.
There's only one exit to the pit lane, Mike. We know where he's going to come out.
Actually, there's 2 here.
Wow. Well, take the one that gets you further down the track, then.
Depends on which layout of the track, which one you use.
You know, it'd be better. Just have a labyrinth. So you really gotta work for it to get out of that pit lane.
I can see. Ross Hayden, kind of running on his own right now. Quite a ways behind John Barker and quite a ways up on Magic Kashchuk. Renee Ermer into the pit lane. Was that Hayden going into the pits again? That would be concerning if he's having to make a 2nd pit stop. Raul Valoria up into the top 10 once again. Barrier is exiting the pit. We should see him shortly. Nope. Camera's going to go. Oh, there he is. Coming out in close attention to RWB Dave Crew. Member of RWB Thugs That Tug Racing Crew.
Very nice.
Pick up Ricardo Costa. Still having a really good day. Shout out to Ricardo. Up in 16th place. Go, man.
You think Tugas has to get together, like down by a lake or something, and then they could have 2 boats?
Oh, So Xavier Eugeni is driving a Mercedes. That just makes me feel dirty. He's always been a BMW guy. Always been a BMW guy, even when that's been like a really, really bad idea to be a BMW guy. So that's surprising to me that he is on a day when being a BMW guy is not necessarily a bad idea. These three cars are fairly well matched. That he has gone with the Mercedes. Could be some kind of fandom of Daniel Juncadella, perhaps. That is the livery that he is running. Steve Davidson up into 6th place. That is pit stop assisted. Martin Edmonds, I believe, is in the pit lane as he is dropping through the order. There's Dave Crew on the tail of Bertrand Barria. These two are really not racing, of course. Barria has pitted and Crew has not. So, an artificial closeness, proximity. Oh, somebody does have the Gary Paffett livery, the number 2 Eurotronics car there. I like that livery. Stands out.
Because it's not gray?
It is blue and yellow, so you are correct. There is your boy, John Barker.
AKA the next King of England.
Still a lot of pit stops still to go. Top 8 have not pitted. Dave Cruz not pitted. Woods not pitted. RWB Audi. Ricardo Costa. Matt Al. Andreas Wolf. R. Marco. All yet to pit. There is Dave Crew, who has, by virtue of not pitting, gotten up into the top 10. John Barker.
Bow wow.
Sporting the BMW Performance Parts livery.
Here comes the carnival, baby.
Going down the inside there for 26th place, and Steve Davidson in the pit lane. Also in, Josiah Jerome. And leaving the pits is Tobias Thierolf, who was our leader, and now that will go to Antonio Costa. Should come out still in the top 10. And in fact, it's going to come out in 3rd place. That's how far ahead he was. Also assisted by, I think, a lot of the guys towards the front are in. Nigel Wood, there's the Euro Onyx car. I like that one. Big fan. Also big fan of the driver, Gary Paffett.
Paffett, just look at it.
Ricardo Costa is going deep into this race without pitting. So his tires are probably a little bit beat up. That's RWB Rigel up ahead of him, who was a top 5 car and still is a top 5 car, actually, even after his pit stop. Probably getting some heat into the tires, and we should see him take off a little bit. And in behind them, that is Mad Al in the gray and yellow.
Why he's so angry? Is it because he was forced to use drain?
He's a perfectly nice gentleman who serves on the RWB stewarding committee. Very wide run there from Ricardo Costa. And that will cost him a spot. Tobias Thierol stuck up behind Max Simmons. It's good to know that some things never change. Max Simmons still out on track as he dives into the pit lane.
I think Butler's going to get punished if he doesn't pit soon.
You mean the fact that he's out of the race already?
Shut up.
We've also lost Mr. FX UK. And a couple of cars hitting the pit lane there.
I believe it's a Gallic name and it's pronounced Smith.
It might be. It might be. Still to pit. I think it's just Andreas Wolf who is on track, having not pitted. Because I think Costa, Simmons, and Matt Al are all in pits as we speak. There is Max Simmons rejoining the race.
That's not Max Simmons. That's fake news.
Oh, around the outside, Martin versus Antonio Costa. Oh, no, that's Max Haas he's fighting with. Martin Edmonds and Max Haas in a basically race-long battle here.
Martino Edmondson, best racer in 6th place that there ever was, even though he's stuck using gray.
So looking at the top, Tobias Thierol, Bertrand Barrier have retained 1st and 2nd place through the pit stops. RWB Rigel is the big winner. He's up from 4th to 3rd, ahead of Antonio Costa. Haas and Edmonds have retained. Dirk Greshel's up to 7th place. Josiah Jerome has rejoined in 8th, ahead of Marco Badowski and Steve Davidson. Max Simmons also winning a couple spots there, up to 11th place, ahead of Rene Ermer, Rio Vloer, and Nigel Wood is up to 14th place, so a big congratulations to him. And as well as RWB Audi and Ross Hayden, big winners off the whole pit stop things. And the losers off the pit stops include Magic Kazchuk and Andrew D, who have been shuffled back a couple of spots, as well as Dave Crew and Ricardo Costa.
That Jerome kid, he keeps on driving.
Mm-hmm. Martin Edmonds on the tail of Max Haas. They've got a lapped car up ahead of them. Can Edmonds get down the inside into the hairpin here? Yes, he can! And that is 5th place. Oop. Matt Al making his way through there, overtaking Ross Hayden. It'll be interesting to see how Ross Hayden does, because he pitted very, very early. So his tires are notably older than the rest of the field, as he comes very close to the Red Bull car there of Magic Kazchuk. But he is dropping back considerably. Ricardo Costa also through. Not sure what was up there, but Ross Hayden just lost like 5 spots.
I'd like to extend a big old shout out to Elon Musk, who has been recognized as now holding a Guinness Book of World Record.
Oh, what would that be now?
Most lost money ever.
Yeah.
Estimated between 183 and 200 billion dollars down the drain.
That's what happens when you buy a company for $44 billion. That isn't worth anything remotely close to that.
Yeah.
In the name of free speech.
And then immediately, you hear about his latest genius gambit?
Hmm?
He fired the misinformation team from Brazil about a day and a half before the fascists started storming the government buildings.
Yeah,
conveniently.
I'm more disappointed that Davidson Figueiredo is apparently in the middle of that. So
no one knows who that is.
He's a UFC champion, sir.
Not anymore. I heard he slapped a woman in Mexico and will face no consequences.
That's Dana White, yeah. And it's kind of funny to see. It's kind of funny to see Bolsonaro chilling out in the minion-themed room in Jose Aldo's mansion.
Good old Jose Aldo.
It's a weird time to be an MMA. It's a weirder time than normal to be an MMA fan.
It's super weird.
Andrew D in 17th place there. Had a Magic Kazchuk behind Matt Al.
We can only aspire to be as great as GSP showed us we could be.
Well, even GSP had some unsavory criminal connections.
Wow. Just because he's, the founder of Cobra Kai and kicked the shit out of that weird kid in the Lego lot.
Couple of side-by-side actions there through the hairpin. I feel like there's side-by-side through the hairpin, like, constantly. But Kazchuk remains behind D, and Matt Al remains behind, at least for now, RWB Audi. I was going to say, we actually hadn't gotten a look at what RWB Audi was driving, and I can confirm it is an Audi.
Indeed. Oh, it'd be funnier if it was like a Lotus.
sporting the Playboy livery. Well, I mean, the problem is there are no Lotus options in DTM. DTM's been pretty consistently a 3-horse race in real life. Audi versus BMW versus Mercedes for most of its history.
No Zondas.
A couple others have come in. Opel was running for a little bit. If you go back in the 90s, you can find Ford running in the DTM, as well as Alfa Romeo.
Oh, jeez. You tell him, Steve Dave.
Steve Davidson on the tail of Marco Badowski for 9th place.
I actually did get to use that meme. Steve Davidson was commenting on something or other in the Discord, and I got to whip out the "You Tell Him, Steve Dave" gif. I don't think he noticed or didn't know what was going on. I don't know.
He was probably greatly confused.
I am greatly confusing.
Whoa! 3 wide into the hairpin.
Maybe that'll be my new sign-in.
Nice save in the background by RWB Audi. He got a little bit too much curve, but he fought it and kept it going in the right direction, but did lose a couple spots in the process. Oh no, that might not have been RWB Audi. It must have been another Playboy car. Maybe that was Ricardo Costa. Maybe. This is what happens when I have like 6 different liveries that are identical.
All gray.
Well, I was going to say, it's more that like we have like a lot of the Playboy livery. A lot of the Playboy livery.
You got a lot of British people in this here race. I'm assuming a lot of them chose this livery based on their love for David Gray.
Steve Davidson picking up a spot there briefly over Marco Badowski, but Badowski got back ahead. Sure how. Because the camera went away as Magic Kazchuk falls further down the order. Still battling, though. Still battling. Side by side with... that would be Mad Al. He's going to take that spot for now. RWB Dave Crew, 21st place. That is a lapped car up ahead of him, I do believe. Oh, no, that is Ross Hayden in the Jamie Green car.
All right, Mike, I have a serious question for you. Darkwing Duck or Rescue Rangers?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with Darkwing Duck.
That's a good plan.
I was a fan.
Or DuckTales.
Still Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales also very good.
Excellent.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Indeed.
And Launchpad McQuack, who they gave his own show to, didn't they? He was the Robo... I don't remember the name of the character.
I don't think I recall.
The activation code for his...
My memories of like all of those childhood cartoons are like incredibly vague. It's only when we get into like the when I was in like upper elementary school.
Oh yeah, well these were all things that were out when I was a kid. So.
Oh, I know.
I mean, this was like 30 years
when we get into
born.
like kind of like the mainframe style 3D animation, like Reboot, Shadow Raiders, and stuff that I have like any memories of like Plotline and Magic Kazchuk going down the inside. By the way, Shadow Raiders for a kid show had one of the great political statements of all time, and I do love it with the Emperor Femur talking about taking over his brother's kingdom and going, I bribed the guard, I escaped, I took over, I replaced his corrupt regime with my own corrupt regime. I'm like, yep, but that is amazingly still relevant today.
Oh, so it wasn't Launchpad McQuack. What the heck? There was another Duck show, or maybe he was a side character in one of the Duck shows, but he had like a a robo suit, and it was like basically a like if RoboCop was.
I know. I can literally picture the character you're talking
and
about.
The activation word was Blather and Blatherskite.
I do not remember the name, or if it was like its own show, or if it was part of like Darkwing Duck. Or something.
Yeah, I don't. He might have been a Darkwing Duck sidekick. Leather and Blatherskite. Oh, it was DuckTales, I think.
There you go.
Dun, dun, dun. Trying to find information. Oh, sweet! Somebody did a unicycle cosplay. That is dope. Dope, but good. Not informative. No one's coming up with names or anything. This is one of those we all assume you know what this means.
Looks like we've lost Ross Hayden as well as John Barker and Anthony Willis. That's a blow. And we might have lost Mauricio Delgado as well. He is shown as a lap down now to everybody, which usually means somebody is out of the race, but he could be still running. Actually, I suspect he is still running because the +00 that Ross Hayden has to usually means that Ross is out of the race, but actually has completed more race distance than Mauricio. So I suspect Mauricio's still out there just having a bad day, but like soldiering on and trying to bring this thing home.
All right, so it was from DuckTales. It was some nerd named Fenton Crackshell.
Okay.
But it's still like this guy hasn't listed like the name of the superhero, because I'm pretty sure the superhero thing or the suit itself had a name. I hate it. I hate it. This is frustrating me. We got gifts. I got Urban Dictionary. Let's check Urban Dictionary.
Ricardo Costa in the battle with Andrew D over 16th place. Still good to see Ricardo having a good day. I can't emphasize this enough. Ricardo's a guy that we're used to seeing not be particularly competitive, but soldiering on and working really hard and showing gumption. And he's out there running in a very competitive position. So that right now, that's my driver of the day. As Raul Valoria runs in 12th place.
Josiah Jerome, not your driver of the day?
Josiah Jerome has also had a fantastic day, but I got a soft spot for Ricardo Costa.
Have you had both ACLs removed?
No.
Are you traumatized? I found the answer, by the way.
Oh, okay.
All right, so somebody named Gyro invented a robot Gizmo Duck.
Okay.
So that Gizmo Duck is the name of the suit / person.
Okay.
So that's the superhero identity of Fenton Crackshell.
Gotcha.
From DuckTales.
Gotcha.
And Blatherskite, it just means like a foolish person. So, babbling fool.
I understand your point. Rene Irmer on the tail of Raul Valoria, trying to get left the spot. Greschel in behind. Greschel's dropped out of the top 10. Not sure what happened there. That's unfortunate. He was looking like he was in for like a 7th place finish here today. As we are running down to 10 minutes remaining in the race. Max Haas back on the tail of Martin Edmonds. Gap is a little bit over a second. That must be a lapped car up ahead of him. In that case, no, I think that is Martin. Is not. Yeah, okay. We got enough updated. Something happened with Martin, I guess. Maybe he had a slowdown penalty. Because he is now well within a second ahead of Max Haas. Greschel
Dirk, mach schnell, Gretchen. Jawohl.
Indeed.
Jawohl.
Can confirm Mauricio Delgado is still running, so that's good.
Huzzah! And therefore he has won.
Well, in our hearts and our souls, yes. Ricardo Costa on the tail of Andrew D still. And directly behind him, that is not Magic Kazchuk. That is a Deutsche Bank livery car. Kazchuk is in a Red Bull car, so I'm not sure who that is. That might be somebody coming through the field, or that might be some lap traffic. Reschel going side by side with Rene Ermer into the stadium section and gets it done. That's 12th place for the gentleman.
Jawohl. Ja, Officer, I can not afford another ticket in my Porsche. All right, Meatball. Let's go back to your beautiful wife.
Max Haas putting the pressure on Martin Edmonds, who probably is running out of tires. Just a guess. Just a random speculated guess based on our knowledge of Martin's driving.
What happened there? They both hit a bump?
That looked like it was a lag spike.
All right.
A little bit of a ping correction. RWB Evil, you have been charged 5 credits for violation of track limits.
Sir, he did not go to 7 years of RWB school to not be called doctor.
Rene Ermer trying to get that spot back from Dirk Reichel in the hairpin, and does. Check back in with the Max Haas-Martin Edmonds battle as they hit the hairpin. Steve Davidson up on the tail of Marco Badowski. These two have been going at it for what seems like forever. 8th place on the line.
Putting the bad in Badowski. Maybe he is from Bad Meinhof, yeah?
Perhaps.
He plays the kickball.
So Theorolf with the lead here with 6 minutes and change to go. Quite a ways up. REA pretty solidly. Rigel pretty solidly. Costa. So the top battle that we're looking at is that Haas versus Edmonds battle that we popped in on a couple of times. Although Haas has overtaken Edmonds now. And knowing Martin, like I said, I don't know if he'll really come back in the late stages of this race. That usually is his weakest point. As Badowski still ahead of Davidson. Ermer losing out to Reichel again for 12th place. 26 cars still on track. So we got a battle for 5th place still going on. A battle for 8th place still going on. A battle for 12th place still going on. And if you go farther down, Kazchuk and Costa are still battling for 18th place. So I think those are the focal points of what we'll have left here in the game or in the race. Steve Davidson getting the DRS on. You can see the wing is way back, and then returns to normal. So if you keep the DRS on while you're trying to actually turn the car, you're going to spin out like horrendously, is how that works. and you really only want to use it in straightaways or in curves that you're at basically full throttle, and there is no sudden movements of the wheel. And the move does get animated in the game when people hit the DRS. If we have a moment here, we'll see Steve put the DRS on, probably out of the sud curve. As he is all over the back end of Marco Badowski. And does he have DRS? Nope, no DRS. Martin Edmonds, would you please slow down and accept your track penalty limits penalty? Jesus.
If you go fast enough, the penalty doesn't matter.
That's not how it works.
It is. Just need to go faster.
It's not how this works.
Zoom.
There's the DRS on. Dealing with some lapped traffic there. Someone in one of the I don't know the sponsor's name, but that's why am I blanking his name? German driver, drives Rallycross a little bit now. Timo Scheider, there we go. Number 10 car. Don't know whom that is in terms of the driver today. Lap completed here for Steve Davidson, still in 9th place. I love that camera shot. You hear that little beep as they cross the line. That is the DRS detection. So he will have DRS once again. He's been using it out of this next turn mostly. And there it is. DRS activated.
You can race him, Steve Dave.
They've been racing hard. He's up the inside. Into the hairpin, and the cameras decide to go to Andrew D.
Correct.
No offense, Andrew, but I don't know why the camera is giving you a little love right now.
Because he is delicious.
We could be looking at an overtake, and Davidson got the job done. He's ahead of Badowski. Oh, never mind. Lost a spot. Lost a spot. Actually, so I am signed up for a enduro race coming up. I'm not going to do it probably because my two legs are still messed up.
Just because
rib
refused
by the way,
to use
health
hands
up
on the pedals.
Health update. The ribs actually been feeling pretty good the last 2 days. It's good. Improvements.
Well, just put them in the oven, about 225 for 7 hours.
I did actually have some ribs today.
See, cannibalism. That's what's going on.
Dave Crew making an overtake happen there. But anyways, I was getting at was somebody is signed up with the name Bobrowski. One of the teams.
Nice.
And we're taking a pool to see how many times the commentary when he pits and switches drivers, how many times they're going to go, "You're off the case, Bobrowski." This is the second most amusing name that we've had that I think I've seen in my endurance racing career. The best is still when we actually ran into somebody whose name was legally Scott McGarnacle. That was pretty good. And that is, of course, a callback to The Simpsons with the TV show McGarnacle. "Billy, you gotta testify. Do it for me, McGarnacle. Okay, McGarnacle. I'll do it for you. Are you happy now, McGarnacle? Billy is dead. They sliced his throat from ear to ear. Hey, try to eat my lunch here. As Steve Davidson continues to put the pressure on. Andrew D under pressure from apparently no one. That is a lapped car behind him. Or a lapping car behind him. That is a non-racing Jamie Green car.
You got a whole car in your lap?
And Steve Davidson. Oh no!
Damn!
He activated the DRS while still in a turn. And is in the wall. We'll see if he loses any spots there. He was very ahead of Max Simmons. And does only have one more. Oh, Lord. Andrew D with an aggressive use of DRS there. We just saw Steve Davidson lose it. We almost saw Andrew D do this thing. And he'll be back on the DRS again. He's being very aggressive with his DRS usage. And I don't honestly know why, because according to the gaps, and I mean, I might be looking at the wrong thing here, but like, according to the gaps, he is not defending against anybody. That is a lapping or lapped car that he's got behind him in the orange livery. Because according to the gap there, he's got 3.5 seconds back to Matt Al. So that would not be Matt Al behind him. Dirk Greschel on the tail of Real Velour, trying to take that 11th place down the stretch. Checkered flag is out, by the way. Tobias Thierolf is your winner. Bertrand Barrier and RWB Rigel will join him on the podium. No idea where we're up to on the finishing. That would be something. Oh, Lord. Greschel getting a little bit too much curb there. As they come around to the final stadium section. Sector 3 of this track. Still not sure what relegated Greschel from 7th down to 12th.
That would be the Nürburgring trials.
We did not get to see what was up with that. As they head through the Sud curve. And to the checkered flag. Greschel will be held up by Valoria. And there are the final results. Fastest lap for Tobias Thierolf and the win here today. Bertrand Barrier in second, followed by RWB Rigel, Antonio Costa, Max Haas, Martin Edmonds, Josiah Jerome, Marco Badowski, Steve Davidson, and Max Simmons. Your top 10. Any surprises in there for you, Byron?
Not really, but I'm going to go with the Nick/Nate Diaz excuse and go, if there's only like 30, 40 more laps, Josiah Jerome would have won that thing.
Ralph Valoria, Dirk Greschel, Rene Ermer, Nigel Wood, RWB Audi, Andrew D, Matt Al, Magic Kaschuk, Dave Carew, Ricardo Costa, Xavier Eugeni, and a few others also amongst the finishers there. Hey! I like the race rig and the track simulator advertisement there from Race Room Racing Experience. So that was the first round of the championship. And the second round will be coming up not this Saturday, but next Saturday, if I recall correctly. This is a bi-weekly series. And we may be doing live commentary for that one then. So without any further ado, Byron, do you have any final words here?